What is up? What is up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is NFL playoff season, and we are back with another reaction. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. The homie Patty looking fresh. Let's go. What's up, Patty?
I have not. I'm sure it had to do with it being really cold. But
Why
yeah,
does Patrick always sound like he smokes cigarettes?
When I got in the huddle and everybody was telling me, and I was like,
Doesn't he sound like he
gotcha,
smokes
I'm
cigs?
not coming out the game, so we could figure it out on the sideline. So I was hoping we scored. Obviously, we didn't end up getting in the end zone, but yeah, it was a first for me.
And whose helmet came in? It wasn't a backup that just happened to be out.
They have a backup that's out there. We got to talk about where we store the backup because it was like frozen. So like when I tried to put it on, it was completely frozen. I couldn't get it on. I don't know if anyone got a picture of it. It didn't look great, but we were able to adjust it on the sideline, get it kind of warmed up a little bit, and get rolling from there.
So if you don't know what he's talking about, in the game, he cracked his helmet. I don't know how he cracked his helmet. I guess he got tackled and someone cracked his helmet, but there's like, you can look it up. There's like a picture of him and his helmet is like cracked and it's crazy to watch. But anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah, I mean, they did it. They brought a lot of pressure. I wish I would have been able to make some of those throws. We had some guys kind of running free downfield. I missed a couple of them. But other than that, I thought the guys accepted the challenge. We were able to throw the ball. We were able to run the ball against some of those pressures. I thought the O-line did a great job. I mean, we had that mentality all week is we're going to go out there and play football. We know it's cold, but we're going to go out there and play football and see what happens.
How important has Rasheed become as an outlet for you?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing great, man. He's getting better and better every single week. Some of those guys hit that rookie wall, and it seems like he just kind of pushed right through it, and he just continued to get better and better. And he's a great player. He has that right mentality. He comes to work every single day, and he made a lot of great plays for us today that helped us win the football game.
So I just want to add, he said there that they brought a lot of pressure. One great way to alleviate pressure on your quarterback is to run the ball when they decide to bring a pressure package towards your quarterback, because then they have to focus on a moving target instead of a standing target trying to throw the ball, right? And if you give it to your backs to run the ball while they're pressuring, it's going to allow your backs to have a lot more space to work with, especially if your O-line is great, which Kansas City's O-line has been up and down here and there. But it's a good thing they have a great back like Isaiah Pacheco. Shout out Isaiah Pacheco, getting it done. And then also he touched a little bit on the Rasheed Rice doing an absolute great job for Kansas City. Something I want to say is Rasheed Rice is a freaking rookie, but the veterans like Marcus Scatling, whatever the heck his name is, and Kadarius Toney, they can't do anything. Don't you guys find that hilarious? Nobody finds that hilarious, how the veterans suck, but the rookie is their go-to. That's hilarious to me. I find that to be so hilarious. Also, another thing about Kadarius Toney, I'm not a fan of Kadarius Toney, okay? Let's just make that clear. But something about Kadarius Toney, nobody found it funny how the New York Giants were like to Kansas City. Yeah, you can have this receiver. The New York Giants, who can get any help they can, who need all the help they can get. There we go. Who need all the help they can get. Decided like, you know what? You guys can have Kadarius Toney. We don't need Kadarius Toney. The New York Giants saying that we don't need Kadarius Toney. How did nobody in Kansas City's front office think to themselves, maybe there's a reason why the New York Giants don't want this receiver? But shout out Rasheed Rice. My man's doing well as a rookie. Shout out to the homie. Back to it.
I talked about it, I think, in training camp. I was like, I really would not want to play our defense because it's not just, we have great players. We have great players all around, every single level. You have players, you have depth. The guys rotate in, can do it all. And then you have Spags and his scheme, and all the guys are so well coached in the scheme that they use it to their advantage, and you don't never know where they're at. I mean, Sneak can play inside, outside. McDuffie can play inside, outside. All the linebackers can guard and can make tackles, and it's hard to get a beat on what they're doing. And so that's what I knew in training camp. I was like, man, I'm glad I don't have to play those guys because that would be tough.
Shout out to the Kansas City defense. You're the only reason this team is staying afloat. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We all know it's not the offense.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that they might blitz a little bit. I mean, they did a little bit against Buffalo, against Josh a little bit. So I try to have answers for every single play. For the most part, I thought I did. Even though if I didn't hit it, I was going to the right spot and on time, trying to give our guys chances to make plays. I mean, obviously it was more than we expected. I think it had to do with our offensive line was blocking so well when they weren't blitzing, so they had to bring some pressure to kind of get some pressure on me and get the ball in my hand. I thought guys accepted the challenge well. Obviously, we gotta continue to get better in the red zone. We're getting down there, but we got to get in the end zone. If that's running, throwing, whatever that is. But other than that, I thought we played a pretty good game offensively. But we got to continue to get better and better as the playoffs go.
I just want to bring up something because he brought this up. He's talked about the red zone woes. I'm going to start to look at Andy Reid, okay? And I don't want to because I love Big Red, but we need to start talking about Andy Reid and how he's looking very, very bad as a coach. And the reason I say that is because your receivers, you guys are having the same problems you had in week 1 right now. Like, that's a coaching problem. You're the head coach. That's a coaching problem. Your receivers don't catch balls like they should be, which is literally what they get paid for, guys. They literally get paid to catch the ball. That's what they get paid for. They get paid big bucks to catch the ball. But you're still having the same problems you had week 1. That's a coaching problem, Andy. That's a coaching problem. And then in the red zone, their efficiency has horribly depreciated. Horribly. That's a coaching problem, Andy. You can't have that's a coaching problem and an OC. I think it's Matt Nagy, their OC. Let me just make sure. Kansas City Chiefs OC. Yes, it's Matt Nagy. Okay, so him and Matt Nagy, because him and Eric Bieniemy were lights out. They were lights out football. But him and Matt Nagy don't seem to be working with one another. Andy Reid's supposed to be an offensive genius. Matt Nagy is the OC. But they're having such big red zone woes like they're Dallas Cowboys. Like, no, you're not the Cowboys. Get your stuff together, Andy. Get your stuff together. Other people seem to be blaming receivers, seem to be blaming Pat, seem to be blaming Travis. By the way, Travis, stop bringing your girl to the games, bro. Like, your girl's you guys are paying too much attention to your girl when you should be winning, bro. You're falling off, Travis. You're falling off. And I hate to say it because I love you, but you're falling off, brother. But back to Andy. Andy, you need to get the woes together. This is a head coaching problem. Why have you not fixed it? Okay, Big Red? You've got to fix it, Big Red. It's on you. Let's get back into it.
We were expecting pressure. We were expecting some type of man coverage. They played zone. It covered it really well. But, I mean, offensive line blocked for a long time, gave me that window. I was able to run. Obviously, was going for the first down, and then got down the sideline and got us into the red zone. So I was just happy Coach Reid, he was confident in us to do that. After I kind of made not a great read on the play before, I could have handed it off. I was trying to be like Penix, but we stole that play from him, and it worked for them, and I pitched it, and the corner was out there. So he's better than me at that. So I got to make sure I ask him next time what the read is on that and how he's able to read that. Yeah, and we saw the play and thought it was sweet, but obviously the corner stayed a little bit further out against us, and I still pitched it, so it's not great. But we made it work on fourth down, and we were able to kind of continue to get the drive going.
Besides the cracked helmet, I'm just wondering how the conditions affected you today, affected the offense.
Yeah, I mean, it was windy. I think you saw on some of the throws downfield, they kind of carried more or didn't carry enough, and I thought the guys did a great job of getting themselves open. I mean, it was cold. I'm not going to lie. It was cold, but I think at the end of the day, you got to just be mentally tough enough to just say that it's not going to affect how we play. That's not going to affect my effort. If something doesn't work, I'm going to come back the next time and keep firing. And it wasn't going to be like we were going to just run the football. We ran the football well, but at the same time, you got to throw the football in order to have success in this league. And I take that as a challenge to be able to go out there and throw whenever teams are playing that aggressive coverage.
Of course he takes the challenge on. He's the best. Come on, Patty. You're the best, mate. Of course you take that challenge on. You're the best quarterback. Ain't no better quarterback than you, dog. Of course you got to take that challenge on. You're the best quarterback. Let's get back to it.
Guys in there, but there's a better chance than what we had. I'm kind of reading that corner / in man on the line, and I knew he was off, but I was hoping because they had brought the cover zero type pressure that maybe he would kind of squeeze a little bit tighter, and he didn't. He made a great play, but we were able to get the first one next time, so it worked out. I was able to run and make up for my own mistake.
Can you change your approach with the way that your defense is playing right now, particularly in the postseason?
I mean, you have to. I think I learned that this year because, when it's not there, you got to be able to throw it underneath and punt the ball, flip the field, and not be frustrated with it. I have that mentality where I want to score every single time. I played in the Big 12. I want to score every single time. But when your defense is playing like that, you have to find what's the best way to win the football game. And if that's punting the ball, flipping the field, letting them get a stop for us, and then scoring the next drive, that's what you got to do.
Last one, Bob. Thing on the cracked helmet run, you had the first, I think, already, and I guess could have slid it, but you didn't. What, can you go through what you saw? And
Yeah, I was trying to get in there. I was trying to get in that end zone. A young Pat would have got in. I'm getting a little old. Like Tennessee, I would have spun, got up in there, but I got squared up and got my helmet cracked. But I try not to do it too much, but it's playoff time. Sometimes you got to put it on the line and try to get in the end zone to win football games.
All right, thank you.
Okay, let's stop it there. So that's the end of the video on that. But I just want to bring up something. Patrick, you're not old. Like, you're acting like you're Aaron Rodgers, dog, or Tom Brady when he retired. You're not there yet, dog. So if you need to run the ball, Patrick, okay? Become a running back if you need to do that, bro. Get it done. And he's absolutely right when he says that it's playoff time. Again, one and done, guys. One and done. You mess up one game and it's over. You're going home. So do whatever it takes every single game to win. Whatever it takes. So Patrick, if you need to run the ball, okay? But that's the end of that video. Let me go ahead and just share the stats just so you guys know what the stats were for the game. Our passing yards for our game leaders were Patrick Mahomes and Tua Tagovailoa. We have Patrick with 262 yards and 1 touchdown. Tua had 199 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Our rushing yards leaders go to Isaiah Pacheco for 24 carries and 89 yards, 1 touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 8 carries and 33 yards. I'm actually a big fan of Raheem Mostert. I think it gave the Dolphins this season a whole nother tier that they can play their offense in, which was great. So shout out Raheem Mostert. And then also our receiving yards leaders are Rashee Rice, 8 receptions, 130 yards, 1 touchdown, and then Tyreek with 5 receptions, 62 yards and 1 touchdown. That's mind-boggling to me about the Tyreek situation. Tyreek's their best player. Like, how did he only have 5 receptions, 62 yards, and 1 TD? This is supposed to be the guy who can, well, Stephen A keeps saying, oh, you give it to him in a short route and he'll take it to the house. Doesn't look that way, Stephen A. Doesn't look that way. He's gone home now, hasn't he, Stephen A? He's gone home now. But I want to thank everyone again for watching the video. Again, the whole goal for 2024 on this channel is to build a community. So let anybody know who is a sports fanatic. Let them know about this. Let them come in and watch and also comment. And also you guys, please comment. Let me know what you thought of the game, what you think the Chiefs did well, what you think the Dolphins did well, what they both did wrong. Let me know down in the comment section down below. And again, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new, turn on those post notifications so you know when I upload. I want to thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, guys. And enjoy playoff football!